Music. One of the biggest problems with online video with content creators. It's a constant battle to try and have an amazing video with an amazing song that you can actually get permission to use. When I first started my YouTube channel back in the day, I always say back in the day because it was back in the day, 6 years ago. So when I started my YouTube channel, the actual first video that I shot was actually a family vacation video in Canada with my family. It was strictly done kind of a home video to show the trip so I'd have good memories with that. And as I started editing it, I also had a favorite song that I love from the movie Inception called In Time. So I edited that video to that song and I put up the video on YouTube. And that's when the following day I got about 3,000 views, which for me was like the best thing ever. Almost ever. But the problem is I didn't own the rights to the music and I was strictly just doing it for fun. This wasn't something I planned on making my career as. It was just kind of what happened naturally / organically, the word I love to use. When I put out that video, I realized there might be something here where I could actually make more videos and maybe more people will want to watch it. So after I put out that video, I realized I would need to take it down and re-upload it with music that I own the rights to, because I was afraid as far as the people with the power would shut down my YouTube channel or take down that video. So I actually contacted a friend, and I say friend because he's my friend now. Back in the day, we really didn't know each other. I was going to film school at the time, BYU, and I heard of several different awesome composers. One of them, his name was Steven Anderson. So I wrote Steven Anderson a message on email, and I actually never met him in person. And by this time I had pretty much dropped out of college. I had dropped out of college. But I got Steven Anderson's email from another friend, and I said, "Hey Steven, I just made this video. I would love for you to compose the music for this for free." And Steven, an amazing guy, and I don't know why he was willing to do this. I am forever grateful that he was willing to do this, but he said he would be down to do it. So I sent him the video I had already edited with the song, and I was like, this is the song that I use. I love something similar in style to this song that I originally edited the video with, and he made his own arrangement that was still original, and he could still claim his own, but still had the same style from the original In Time video. So that was my first time, or one of my first times, working with the composer, and it was my first time within the YouTube scene working with a music composer. So Steven Anderson, he made that song for me for free. $0. So I feel super lucky, and essentially it was with the mindset that it would be a trade, that the video would get a decent amount of views, and at the end of my video I would say music by Steven Anderson, and I'd leave a link below in the description that went to his iTunes channel or his iTunes page, and in theory he would be able to make money off the music sales from all you amazing people supporting artists like Steven Anderson. So when we did that, we were both surprised that, oh, people actually bought the music, went to iTunes, and supported that artist. So that was essentially the start of working with musicians as far as composing original music. Now at the same time, I also just worked with another amazing artist, Dave Peterson from Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Dave was phenomenal with his music, and we thought, hey, you have this amazing song, let's do this amazing viral video and see what kind of traction it will send you. So when we did music with Dave, that video also took off, and I'm gonna have actually Dave come in just a moment and talk about that experience as far as how that affected him and his career with what he's doing even now. So that was huge, and what we noticed that every time we did a video with an artist, they would get a lot of publicity with the idea that the video would do fairly well as far as views go. So we did this for about a year, the first year, and there was no money that we were making. The musicians were super generous with their time and with their talents to compose original songs for us or give us the original songs that we could use for our videos, and they started making income from it, and we were making money off of AdSense. And when I say money, we're talking $5, $10. I remember getting a check for $30 for the month, and I remember being stoked that I was making $1 a day. So it was an exciting time for me because it was all new to me and the artists that were also experiencing it. And it was getting their names out there not just to a US audience where we're based, but to an international audience because our audience is international. So today we have a special guest, Dave Peterson. Dave Peterson I've been working with since our YouTube channel started. The first big video that we did, and it was actually technically our second video on our channel. It was a bike jump video, and I actually did that with a band called Can't Stop Won't Stop. Now Can't Stop Won't Stop is a band of 2 people, and one of those guys is Dave Peterson. He's kind of like the main guy or the face or the main rapper, if you will, and I'm not a rapper, and I don't know if this is a rapping thing, but oh, he's actually here right now.
Relax and grab yourself a beverage. A hop if you wanna just bounce to my leverage. The evidence, as they say, is in the pudding. So show me the money like my name is Cuban.
So here we are with Dave Peterson, the man himself. So Dave Peterson just set up that website, usemysongs.com, and I brought him here as our first official special guest, an expert on the topic, who's gonna talk about what this website is now and where it's going to be in a couple months. And this has huge impact for all of you as far as musicians and people desperately looking for music. I've been working with Dave getting music for the longest time. He's now making this much bigger where everyone, open public, can use that. So Dave, tell us about your website. What's this all about?
Okay, so right now what the site is, it's open for YouTubers, and what they'll be able to do is come to the site, make a profile, and reach out to their fans and followers and basically crowdsource music from the people that know and love them the way you've been able to do. Whenever you ask fans like, hey, who wants to be part of the content I'm creating? There's a lot of musicians that want to be part of that. What's good about that is that when they submit a song to you, you have the assurance that they want to work with you, so there's not going to be copyright issues for YouTubers. You know, it provides a lot of value for them because they get featured in a big video that gets a bunch of hits. So that's where the site is right now. Moving forward, as that library starts to grow, it's going to be a place where musicians can pitch to all kinds of different YouTubers, and all kinds of different YouTubers can go to musicians and get updated on when they have a new release and things like that. So in the next 6 months, the site's poised to grow in a very big way. But
if not sooner.
If not sooner. We hope it goes viral. We hope everything goes viral. But for the time being, it is set up for YouTubers to go on, make a profile, and start asking people who wants to be part of my videos, whether it's friends or DJs on SoundCloud or whoever.
And I fully endorse this website. Dave did not pay me to say that.
I couldn't have.
He couldn't have. But I think it's so important to have good music and link up with talented people. That's a huge part of how my career even launched, was actually by teaming up with Dave. Our first video that went viral, our bike jump video, we actually teamed up with Dave, where Dave created the music. He let me, as a content creator, do a video on that music, and he let me monetize it, and then he was able to get the actual iTunes sales off of that. And just so people have an idea how that relationship works, Dave, from an artist perspective, like, did that benefit you at all by letting us use your music? And I mean, we've done what, 10 videos together plus?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. So how has working with us, and we're not paying you, so how have you benefited from that? You don't have to give numbers, but paint an idea for people that don't know how that works out. But just to rephrase it, some of the songs that Dave creates are just for our videos, and some songs he already had in his library that he lets us use. How does that benefit you, Dave?
So the biggest thing that comes out of it is the social traffic. So having my name in the video and then the links in the description, when people like the song, they click out and get it. So the first couple of videos, we actually gave the song away for free. And our Facebook page, which is where we were giving it away for free, went from 1,300 fans up to about 48,000 fans off, say, 3 videos. So that immediately gave us a huge following that we could then use. And from that third video, we started saying, well, what if we just put it on iTunes and see what we get? And over the last 4 or 5 years, from the videos we've done with Devin, as well as the videos that other content creators came to your stuff, saw it, and said, hey, we'd like to use that too. We've done over 250,000 in sales just off downloads, and we're a band that's never gone on tour. We don't sell t-shirts, we just sell downloads, and it's gone really, really well. So that's why I care so much about the site, and why I want to help bands that don't know about this opportunity come into the space and say, we'd like to work with Devin, we'd like to work with all these top content creators. And the content creators need high quality music, so
important. So Dave is a super reliable person that I would trust with this. So any desire to have good music in your videos that you can monetize in the future, or if you're a musician and want to be a part of this program, go right now down below in the description. I'm gonna have a link that goes directly to this website, usemysongs.com, where you can actually create your profile and kind of get started, or get started, not kind
Absolutely.
of, get started.
Get started.
And then any last words, Dave?
No, I just wish you all the best, and I hope that we can get you some great music for your videos at a price point that works for you guys. So.
Well said. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll clap our hands and you'll disappear. Watch this. 3, 2, 1. So there was Dave. Super good friend, awesome with what he's doing, one of the best of the best. He understands social media. I would definitely use this website. It's not going to be fully ready to the max for a little bit longer, but the process as far as getting signed up and getting music out there, if you're a musician, can already go into play right now. When his website is live for everyone to use, then I'll have another follow-up video that talks about how to use that website, because it's such a common question that we're getting asked as far as, I want to use music on my videos that is good music, and I want to be able to monetize it. So I'll have a link down below to get started with that. Another guy that I had compose a song, his name was Elton Luz. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I did a Fire Knife dancing video with him, and the video didn't get a crazy amount of views. I think it's around 600,000 views now. But Warner Brothers actually contacted him, and they contracted all this work for him to compose original music for a bunch of other movies. So it wasn't just them working with me that they benefited, but because of that, other big companies saw that, and then those musicians got much bigger opportunities. So it was a win for us and a win for them. Now, once we were able to start doing brand deals, and a lot of times people complain about brand deals saying, why are you doing brand deals? Brand deals allow us to make a living doing what we love, but they also allow us to pay the people that have trusted and invested in us from the past. So once we were able to start doing these brand deal videos, we actually had a budget where we could pay the musicians to write original music, or pay them for the songs that they had already composed for that specific video that was a branded deal video. So it was just a really awesome trade-off seeing that all happen. For all you, as far as how does this apply to you, if you're creating videos and you're just starting out and don't have a name, it's going to be a hard time finding someone like George Williams, Hans Zimmer, as far as these Hollywood music composers to compose music for your videos. But there's a high chance you can find someone on your same level. So let's just say you have 10 subscribers. Look for another musician out there that has 10 subscribers on YouTube and see if you can kind of cross-pollinate, is kind of the way they say it within the YouTube community, where you can kind of share both audiences and you both grow and benefit together. And as you get bigger and bigger, you'll have bigger opportunities to work with musicians that you look up to. Just recently, just to kind of put this in reality now, just recently we did a video with Boyce Avenue. They're a band that I've always looked up to. We've loved their music and I've always wanted to use it. Because of our videos, they actually saw them, they reached out to us and said, hey, we love your videos, we would love to give you permission to use one of our songs for your videos, as long with the idea that you would mention us and give us credit for the song that we created. So we used one of our songs for our best of video that we released not too long ago. I'll have a link right here if you want to check that out. But that video right there, they let us use the song for free in this case. Now this is a case-by-case basis, but they gave us permission to use that song for free, and then we were able to send traffic their way and say, hey, at the end, this song was made by Boyce Avenue. You can download it right now on iTunes, and we'd have a link below in the description and at the end of the video, that link to them, so they got credit for it, and then they were able to make sales off of that. So that's kind of a good way to go about it when you're approaching it, is make it so it benefits both parties. If you're just taking someone's song, not asking permission, there's potential big problems, especially if it's a big record label. And a lot of people say, why don't you use this song? Why don't you use Selena Gomez or Taylor Swift? There's probably some reason why we don't use one over the other, but as far as the big labels out there, or the big artists, we would love to use their music, but with big record labels, there's so much red tape and so many people, you have to actually get permission to use those songs. So that's why going kind of with people that aren't signed with a record label, it's far easier, or if you can talk directly with them, you can also make things happen. Now, with all that being said, said, let me talk about one more thing, because we've had a lot of experience with musicians and getting good music for our videos. As our videos started getting millions and millions of views, we actually had Warner Brothers Records contact us for a video, and they're like, we love your stuff, we see that it gets lots of views. If we can get one of our songs from one of our musicians, we would love to actually pay you to use our song in your video. So we get free music, and we also get now paid to use their song, and then they get the iTunes sales that come from us featuring their song. So it's like beyond beneficial. Now that's kind of a case-by-case basis. That's only happened to us a couple of times, but that is out there as far as if I'm gonna do a video and it's gonna give them millions of views for their music, that super benefits the artist, not just from downloads, but exposure, international exposure, and just completely different audience that we have that they may not have. And the same thing goes for what they're doing by them tweeting or sharing our video that features their music. We get their audience as well, so both parties benefit, and that's how you have to approach it. Whenever you're contacting a musician, make sure it benefits both people. If you want to continue to work with a musician, or any musician for that matter, it can't be a one-sided relationship. Both parties have to benefit. And both parties, if they can benefit mutually or close to equal, that's gonna make the best relationship possible. But the people that I'm working with now are the same people that I started working with 6 years ago within the music world. As we all grew together. So it's just been really exciting seeing that happen. Now when we work with Steven Anderson, I don't have to ask him to do a song for free. We actually have a budget where we can actually pay him for his time and his amazing talent to make these videos happen. So now we're paying him, and he's also getting iTunes sales so he can justify it over taking another project. So it's a win-win for everybody. And yeah, there you have it. So another thing I'm going to add with getting music from musicians, if you're monetizing the video as a content creator, so for example, Devinsupertramp, our YouTube channel, I get permission from a musician, let's just say Steven Anderson, because I mentioned him earlier. I get his music, and I need to also, as a content creator, get written permission from Steven Anderson with him saying, I give you full permission to use this song with your YouTube video. So you need full permission to use the music on your channel if you're going to monetize it. So for example, Steven Anderson, who I mentioned earlier, I'll go back to him. Every time, even though I work with him, we have an awesome relationship, I still need to have him, and we always do this through email, where I have him email me and say, Devin, I give you full permission to use this song in this video, and I give you full permission to monetize it. So that way, if someone else comes to me on my YouTube channel and tries to claim our video because of the song, I can go back to them and say, hey, actually, you can't claim that video because I have full written permission from the person that actually owns the song. So just be aware of that. Whenever you're releasing a video, always get written permission. That's the ideal scenario. You can't always do that, but I would do your best to do that because you will more than likely run into problems eventually over time. So that's what I have to say right now. I'll do a follow-up video very soon with music on your videos and how to go about it. I just want this to be a general overview as far as how I've done it, how I've made it work, and how it's benefited the musician. And I also wanted to have Dave come in and talk about his website, Use My Song. So definitely check out his website. Down below, the first link is going to go straight there. You guys can all sign up, and if you're a musician, definitely start submitting your stuff to that website because everyone's going to benefit. You'll get more exposure from that, especially if it's someone that uses your video that gets seen by a lot of people. So create good content. You guys are awesome. I'm blown away by how much support we're getting from you all with these tutorial videos. As we always say, over and out.
Yeah, wham, bam, super tramp. And I tipping up my hat while I boost the fans. And I hover up top, can you feel the noise? All the girls scream now cause they want the boys. Yo, making all the clouds looking like a big joke. When I run so fast and I sing so low. And you never wanna mess with me, you're just testing me. I just set me free, so just stop. We cool, we hot, we fresh.